Hey, Crick Cuttle from Nature Reliance School, guest instructor with dansdepot.com. We brought a tarp with us today and we're going to show you several different ways to set it up. First and foremost, the easiest way to set up a tarp is to just unfold it and wrap it around yourself. This is such an easy way to get shelter. You don't have to construct anything. You simply take your tarp out and put it around your body. What I would do in this situation is I would get my tarp out. I would find something like this tree sitting here, something that I can get out of the wind, and I would sit down, making sure that I put something on the ground that can insulate me from the ground, and then I can use this shelter just around my body if I need to retain heat, keep the wind off of me. If I need to, put it all the way up over my head. Easiest way to construct shelter and use shelter is just put it around your body. Alright, so what we have here is just a simple lean-to structure. All I've done is tied this side to a tree and that side to a tree. If I didn't want to cut any cordage, which I had some that was already cut, I could simply string it all the way across between the two trees, and I could have trees that were closer together too. But all we've got here is these 2 points tied to the trees, and then down to the back it's just staked down, and this provides a real good fire reflector right here. I could build a fire in this area and get in this part of the lean-to, and the heat will be reflected in. I want to make sure that I also have a reflector on the other side of the fire, so that fire heat that wants to go that way is in essence all funneled back into this direction. To make this even more suitable, I could find some branches and stuff and put on either end so there's not wind flowing through the lean-to structure itself. Alright, so we've got the same tarp that we had in the lean-to structure, and now what we've done is we took one corner, we tied it to a tree, and then we took stakes and staked down the other 3 corners. So we have a little bit more windproof structure here. So once I'm inside, I've got wind protection from this direction and from the back. And I'm not as open to the elements as we were in the lean-to structure. So what we want to show you now is a little more detail on that structure. All I've done at the top corner is just taken paracord and tied it to one of the grommets and wrapped it around the tree real simple like. And then again, on each one of the corners it's going to look something like this, where I've got a good stake in the ground, and that's just a stick that I sharpened up and drove down into the ground. And that's true for this corner and the corner in the back, and then the corner on the other side that you can't see. So now all I've done is I've got the same 3 points that we had before in the last structure, and I've taken the piece that was tied high in the tree and simply tied it down at the bottom of the tree, and taken a stake in the middle of the tarp, pushed it straight up the middle. Gives you plenty of room underneath there to even have gear, 3 or 4 people, 5 or 6 if it's a really serious survival situation, you're out of the wind. Going to be difficult to build a fire in there, that's not going to be so good. But you could even build a fire out here with a flap and make it loose right here where you can get heat up in there. Keep the fire out here where it doesn't smoke you out. Another option for this shelter is, instead of having a stick in the middle, you could tie some string to the middle of the tarp, throw it over a branch and pull it up with string or cordage or whatever type of rope you might have. Therefore you wouldn't have to have something in the middle, you'd have a complete full area underneath this tarp to move around. So what we have here is a classic pup tent design. All I've done is run a ridge line of paracord from this tree to the one behind me, and then I've staked down all 4 corners on this particular setup. So basically you have a full wind tunnel, what could be wind tunnel if you face this side of the wind. So make sure that wherever the prevailing winds are coming from, that you put one of the sides in that direction. So that's several different ways to look at putting one of these tarps up so that you can use it for a quick, hasty survival shelter. So until next time, I hope to see you on or off the trail.